there you are.
Hello, I'm here. Hi, Karen.
Great. Nice to see you again.
Yeah, wonderful. You too.
So we've got a few people starting to come in. Jason's come to join us.
How
Give
awesome.
people another minute or two to arrive, I guess.
We're just finishing up. It's the finals of the football, and we had the Swans playing Collingwood just then. And there's 2 minutes left. I had to pause it, and it's right down to the final goal. So I'm very much looking forward to seeing
oh no,
the last 2 minutes of the game.
Your household will not be happy with you.
I know. They're all. I said, no one check the scores. We've got to watch it after I finish up.
Nice. Now, do you have slides that you wanted to share?
No, I'll just be
talking
speaking today. Yes.
Great. That's easy. Just trying to make sure all the tech is sorted. So it seems like you do have all the tech sorted. You can invite the people who are here onto the screen to join us. You guys can jump on and engage directly
now. And she's got two girls, 13 and 16. Hello. I will be sharing a little bit of an insight into our platform, but mainly I'll just be speaking about the topic point today.
Yeah, nice. All right. Fergus, I'm going to jump out of this session and leave you to it because you've conquered the technology and you're here. And one of our other people needs some help. So I'm going to go and try and keep helping them, but I'll pop back as soon as they're organised. Is that okay?
Wonderful. So am I right to kick off now we've got a couple of people in?
Yeah, you sure are.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. Pleasure to see you again, Karen.
Yeah, you too. Good luck.
Thank you. Rachel, hello, and for the others that are in the group as well. Wonderful to be here today and to have a chat around really making sure that we've got career education down pat. So we're leading students through to rewarding and adaptable futures. It's a passion of mine. I believe in the equity of education, but also to ensure that when we're looking at the equity of education, that there is so many different diverse educational journeys in Australia and the globe, and from the traditional methods right through to new and emerging methods of educating individuals, that we can look at career education in a way that we can bridge students through to rewarding and adaptable futures. Now, adaptable is a really important part here because students now will have so many different careers, so enabling them to look at how they're aggregating and collecting things like micro-credentials and skills along their unique educational journey, and connecting that in to get the best out of their further education and also when they're entering careers. So when we look at further education, we still have a 1 in 3 to 1 in 5 dropout rate in the first year. So that's where we see that there are a few broken attributes there. And what we really want to do is support students into directing them into critical parts of study from year 7 right through to year 12 and beyond, or similar in home education, to ensure that they're making the best decisions around their careers. Now, for us, we're really looking into these non-traditional data sets. We've got fantastic access to cognitive assessments, but if we're really looking to support students in the best way, we're looking for a full flourishing index of each learner. And what I truly believe in the journey that I've been on is I think we need to build a more holistic view and a holistic mixture of student growth and progress over time. And how I believe that we can do this is by bringing unstructured data sets on personal attributes, human behaviours, and also individual trait data. And when we're looking at the way of data and how we're picking this up with students, it's quite interesting because we want to foster an environment where students are able to do their own learning and they can look towards their favourite passions and their skills and their interests. But what I think is a really interesting path forward is looking at the personal characteristics that are highly correlated with student outcomes. If you take conscientiousness as an example, we know that's highly correlated with student achievement on cognitive tests. So what we're really interested in is the strengths, the interests, the passions, and students' abilities to collaborate with other people, their levels of empathy, and their ability to follow tasks and complete tasks, which is a very important one. And then aggregate this through data to help build that really holistic picture. We're doing this in a way with modern technology, so it's not invasive and it's not intrusive. So we really allow students to delve into education in a way where they're not feeling like technology is the most important part of that. So our company, My Careers, as well as big research centres such as the University of Melbourne, they're working on new learner profiles to help understand these capabilities. Now, a learner profile, or what we can also call micro-credentials, enables students to collect badges along the way for their educational journey, which is a credentialed piece of information to timestamp to say that they've collected a digital badge. What I would like to relate that to is maybe in Girl Guides or Scouts, when you're collecting your badges on your arm, being able to do that attribute in your own educational journey that helps support you through to further education, so it can help you get into further educational institutions. So it might remove a few subjects if you're studying in university, or if you're going through to an apprenticeship, it could be recognised across every single further education or even career, internships, graduate positions, apprenticeships as an example. So artificial intelligence is also now playing a part, and machine learning as well, to help gather these traits, but also allow students to really understand what their unique traits are and how they connect with careers. In my own personal journey, I went to a school in Tasmania, and it was a brilliant school. We had a very innovative principal, and that bridged me through to study a Bachelor of Commerce and Entrepreneurship at Swinburne University. Because I love business. I love the art of buying and selling, or commerce as they call it. And I finished that degree and came out the end still having absolutely no idea what I wanted to do, even though I'd had such a brilliant education. And so now I felt a lack of value once I finished, when all my friends were starting to get really good jobs. So what I wanted to do was create a piece of software which enabled students to understand what the diverse range of skills and attributes that they've learnt on their own educational journey, and then connect those in with all the further educational opportunities in Australia and now also the globe. And this really started to come to fruition when we saw Google working with educators to lift that cognitive load off educators or parents, so they can get educators or parents back with the business of teaching and learning. And when I started on this journey, we wanted to create a really high-end piece of technology which enabled students to use career education, but engage with it in the same way that they might do with the current technology platforms that they're used to using, like Instagram or TikTok. Whether they're used in good ways or bad ways, we know that the technology is very beautiful to look at, and the way that you interact with it is a great experience for all young people. So what we've done is we've created a similar platform which uses all the different disparate systems on the market, which have been certified by career industries and schools and educators. But we do it in a way where it's fun and it's easy, and they can go through a really quick platform, and within 30 minutes, they're already able to see all the further educational options that are available based on their interests, their skills, their personality, their values, their co-curricular activities that they're doing in their home time. And it's really interesting to see how that data then connects in with further education options. And then once they've finished those, or if they miss that, or if they're not looking at further education, to connect in with internships and graduate positions and apprenticeships as well. And it gets interesting when we're looking at the skills gaps here in Australia as well, because we're able to provide opportunities for students much younger, from as early as year 9, to give them the opportunity to see what's available from an earlier age, to see how that sparks the interest. And we back that up with wonderful videos on TikTok, which are just about 10 to 20 seconds. And those videos, they show a day in the life of all the different careers which are around the globe. So students are able to see the type of technology that they're used to using and link that back in with educational resources to provide a really sound outcome for them. And I will share with you today the workflow that we are going through with students to give them the access to such brilliant technology. Now, can anyone send a message in the chat right now to see if the sharing option is working at the moment? So I've just logged into the system now, and I'll just check back in. Can anyone see the My Careers screen? Let's see, Rachel, if you might be able to let me know if that's working. Unfortunately, it's not. We had this problem. YouTube video shared. All right, it looks like that might be working now. Fantastic. So when we're looking here at the career education platform, which has been developed by leading educators, psychometricians, psychologists here in Australia, what we're wanting to do is strip back long, lengthy tests that students do to create something that's really engaging, but can take you from having absolutely no idea or even some idea, right through to creating a really executable plan for students. So we've got a home education tab here. We've recently partnered with HEA, so we're giving some awesome discounts through for everyone at HEA as well. Let me click that again. And to really support this digital career pathway exploration. And what we're also doing is we're running webinars to help students go through this process. So not only can they do it themselves very easily, but we've also created the text so that parents can come in and see all the data and help support their children right through into making the best decisions, even for simple things like choosing which type of subjects they're studying, what sort of curriculum that they're learning from, to give them a really rounded and educated approach. But when I log into the system here, we can see that we've created a workflow which is very easy for students to get through. It's only sharing one tab. So we can see here on a career journey, this takes about 30 minutes for a student to get through. And then from there, they can check back in with the system at any point of time. We have a 75% engagement rate ongoing for students to come through and use the software over and over again. And that's awesome, because what we're finding is they're using this right throughout the year at the most important times, like when they're choosing which curriculum or subjects that they're studying, right through to when it's time to apply for further education, which is great to see. And I do apologize, it's a little bit slow to share. We were having some challenges today, but it looks like this is working now. And if not, we've done a pre-recording. Here we go. Nope, we're in now. How wonderful. So this is the workflow that we go through. We have many features in the product, but this is the first instant that a student would go through the software. So we'll start with an interest survey, which is based on the RASEC model by John Holland. And this is about asking questions around their interests. There's no positive or negative connotations here, so it's okay if you don't like helping a person who's struggling with family problems. And that's why it's not a big red and a big green. We keep it very neutral in the way that we ask questions. We also change the questions from year 7 right through to year 12, so we're very inclusive. And we're very proud to be working with all learning challenge students here as well. We know kids love instant gratification, so at every step in the journey, we provide them with the outcomes. What does it actually mean to be more enterprising or artistic in the way of a career? And this is the point that really sparks an interest of students, because it gives them a perspective of how many options they've got if they're more artistic rather than conventional or realistic. We then link in with Myers-Briggs 16 personalities in the Big Five to create a persona quiz or personality quiz, which people can self-administer. So these tests only take 5 minutes rather than 2 hours. So we've proven the engagement actually really does increase when we only have very short, snappy tests, because it doesn't feel like you're in a testing scenario. It's a really enjoyable process to go through. We give them an outcome based on the Myers-Briggs. So this one's the inventor, and they can read the information and also see how these different attributes connect in with their personality. We're connected with every career in Australia, and we're growing across the globe now as well for those that are looking at going international. We've got the descriptions, the tasks involved, the jobs. We put TikTok videos integrated in here as well, but we're also interconnected with the interest, the knowledge, the skills, the abilities, and the activities. And this is where the data gets really powerful, because if students are picking these different careers and connecting them in with their interests and their skills, they can really understand what their value is and how that then connects into further education. The grade estimator point of contention, that for those that do need to get an ATAR score, that's the system that we're using at the moment, even though we're looking for a more whole person rounded approach. Some do need it. So we've got the live ATAR scores. They can put in their current subjects. We've got all the home education subjects integrated within the system. They can even update their grading system if it's not the AB+ model. And then they can have a look at what scores they need to get into their further education. One of the biggest lifts of the organisation, which we're very proud of, is a course search which brings in every further education institution in Australia. We just launched in New Zealand last week, and then we're also adding all English-speaking countries over the next few months. We can search by bachelor, so university, or vocational, which is certificates. And we're also adding the option for them to click straight into apprenticeships, internships, and graduate positions there as well. They can search by the top careers that they've flagged in the previous step and filter by state. If we look in one of these, we can see public relations at RMIT, the course fees, the subjects that you're looking at studying, the descriptions, the study information, and you can flag these. So once you've chosen a few of them, which is great, because normally you'd open up 50 different tabs of different educational institutions and you just get lost in the process. So once you've flagged these, you can go on to the next activity. We've got all the information here that you can edit and then submit the results, which goes to the parent. And then the parent has all that data once your child's done it. So they can do that themselves, do all the heavy lifting, even though it's not that heavy for them because they love going through it. And then you've got that data to help support them with the best decisions around their careers. So just while I'll just go back to where we are presenting. And I'll just see if there's any questions at all, just on the process that we've gone through at the moment. I'd love to hear any feedback or any questions from anyone in the room here today. But what we're really trying to do is create a process which is simple and easy for not only students, but also their parents, to give the right information and support. I love seeing the outcomes, and we see when students do this themselves, and then even a parent can do a version on behalf of their child as well. then we can see how they differ and how the parent thinks differently to the child. And it just really helps with a more educated discussion. But even if we have a student which loves a certain thing that their parents aren't too interested in, it can give you an opportunity to look at the further education options. So as an example, if you're doing commerce and you could major in marketing or you could major in finance, if a parent was really in love with finance but the child loved marketing, you've got the opportunity to have a look and monitor which one they're really connecting with, but lead them in a path where they're able to explore their own further education themselves, while also having the opportunity to what a parent might think is best, because I know that the parents are really wanting to support their own children. So it doesn't look like we've got any questions here at all today. But how wonderful to have the attendees come in at 7:30 on a Saturday night. It's fantastic to see. And please, for anyone that would like to reach out to me, I'll put my personal email here, fergus@mycareers.com. Yes, so we've got a question from Rachel. Do you generate a certificate or plan at the end for the students to show to a university? We certainly do. So we provide a PDF report once these results are submitted. That'll send you that certificate straight through to your personal email or to the student's personal email, or they can send it to their parents, they can send it to their mentors, or they can email it to anyone that they would like to, so they've got a copy of that certified report. And then that data, you can also pull it out to use in personal profiles if you want to integrate it into things like LinkedIn or other digital platforms. You can do it straight from the My Careers platform. And for any other questions that you have, or if you're interested in going through the journey, we're happy to share a version of the platform to you, so you can email me directly. And have a wonderful weekend ahead. I've got my parents here from Tassie over at the moment. I'm in Melbourne currently, so it's just awesome to have them there. And they haven't taken a flight in 3 years because I've been making sure that they're safe from COVID. So it's just awesome to have them back with me. Okay, wonderful. We'll have a great weekend ahead, and it was fantastic to share the points with you this evening. Bye.